العلم أشراف مطلوب وطالبه لله أكرام من يمشي على قدم. العلم نور مبين يستضيء به أهل السعادات والجهال في الظلم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين. Ubaid, the pencil case, get it off the kitab. Last week, towards the end of the class, we studied mafqood, sah? Mafqood, the missing person. We divided the mafqood into how many parts? Huh? 2. What are they? Huh? Hayy and Mayt. Before that, before the Hayy and the Mayt, the fiqh side of it. The Hayy and the Mayt is when we get to the actual hisab side. شوف, مفقود حمل ذوي الأرحام الرد, right? You with me? You with me? Al-Mafqud, the one that is lost. The child in the womb of his mother. The family members that don't have a fard or ta'asib and a rad. They've got 2 aspects. Al-Janib al-Fiqhi الجانب الفقهي and الجانب الحسابي. Okay? You will find that all of these masail, they've got a fiqh aspect to it. Okay? And they've got a janib al-hisabi, a mathematical aspect to it. Okay? So for example, the janib al-fiqhi, when we were on rad, who remembers rad? Rad is when you get something left over, when you get wealth left over. The janib fiqhi, the fiqh side to it, would be who inherits, who has got a right to the remaining inheritance. That's the fiqh side of it. Is that understood? The janib al-hisabi, the math side of it, is how to actually work that out. Okay? So last week we studied mafqud, didn't we? The fiqhi side, we split it into 2. We said either the one that is inheriting, the sahibul mal, the one that owes the mal, he's missing. He could be missing. For example, a father leaves behind a wife and 2 children and he goes missing. So the question would be, should we distribute his inheritance or not? Is that understood? He's the one that is what? He's the one that is missing, and he's what? He's the one that has left mal behind. That's one side of it. The second type of mafqud is the one who, someone dies, mathalan. Someone dies, mathalan, in this example, the father dies. He passes away naturally, and they know he's passed away, they bury him and so on. However, amongst his heirs, the ones that are going to inherit him, amongst those people that are due to inherit him, there's what? A missing person. So a man dies and he leaves behind a wife and 2 sons. But one of those 2 sons is missing. Is that understood? That's the type that we talked about last week, right? Or both types we talked about last week. So has anyone done any exercise on it? Because that was the janib al-fiqhi. The janib al-hisabi, remember when we wrote the people that are left and then we split it into when he's alive, we give a certain, we project it as if he's alive and we project it as if he's dead. And then we said the jami'ah. Who's done any exercises on that? If you haven't done any exercises on that, then I can move on, but no one's done any homework on it. Huh? You've practiced, okay. Have you? Okay. All right. We're going to do one more and then we're going to move over to Hamli. These are how many people? And they are the ones that the husband has left behind. حي حي and ميت. Okay? حي and ميت. Okay. I want someone from the brothers to do this mas'ala, and someone from the sisters to do this mas'ala. And so you've got a zawja, a man dies, he leaves behind the wife, an ibn, okay, and an ibn here. But this ibn is mafqood. ثمن صح ثمن باقي أصل المسألة 8 is the أصل المسألة. Okay. And they get 7. They share 7. Okay. They share 7. طيب. Okay, sisters. زوجة ثمن ابن باقي and he's dead. طيب. Complete the مسألة. She gets 1. Gets 7. خلاص. أصل المسألة 8. طيب. What next? What was the next stage in مفقود? Although there's a problem with this masala, but we'll work it out. We look at here, this one and that one, and it's the same. طيب, so what should we do? Make it the jami'ah. Make what the jami'ah? Any one of those numbers, because there's mudakhala between them. طيب. Here, divide the jami'ah by the asl mas'ala. That is called the what? Juz' sahmi. 8 divided by 1. 8 divided by 8, I mean. 8 divided by 8? 1. Okay, then times what? Times that one by? Okay, so we've got 1, and we've got 7. This wasn't actually a good example because we're going to require tashih. 1 times 1? 1 times 7? 7. Okay. Now this wasn't a good example because we're going to require something else which is called tashih. Yeah, it should have been ibn. The reason why this wouldn't work is because we need to correct that 7 and between them to make it 14. We don't want that. We don't want to make it 14. let's make that an ibn. Fadl Muhammad, start again. Huh? Asl al-mas'ala is what? Asl al-mas'ala, when he's alive, where the possibility of him being alive, Asl al-mas'ala is what? 3. 1, 1, 1. طيب. Ibn, so that's hal al-hayat, when he's alive. Here, go on. So there's ibn, naam, so it's going to be, naam, baqi. It's going to be 2, 1, 1. Okay, what now? This one we've kept the same. 2 times 3 is what? 6. What is the 6 called? Jami'ah. 6. طيب. What next? 6 divided by 3, 2. What is that called, that number? Juz'u sahmi. 6 divided by 2, 3. That is called Juz'u sahmi. Then 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 1, 2. طيب. Sisters for here. 3 times 1, 3. Here, nothing. طيب. What now? Take the lesser number from both sides. The lesser number for each person. So we've got an ibn that's present and another ibn that's present and an ibn that is mafqood. Okay? They're going to get, sometimes what's going to happen is there's 3 possibilities. Either they can get the same inheritance here. It could be 2, yani in another masala. It could be 2 and a 2 here. What do you do if it's a 2 and a 2 here? What do you give them? You give them exactly what they're entitled to, 2 and 2. Any one of the 2 numbers, okay? Because that means they inherit. In any case, they're going to inherit exactly the same, whether he's found or whether he's not found, okay? The second possibility is what? Naam, there's a difference. So, for example, here we've got 2 for the ibn, and for this ibn, we've got what? The same ibn, we've got a 3. So if he's alive, he gets what? 2. If he's not alive, his brother, if he's not alive, he gets 3. What do we do here? Take the lesser number. What is the lesser number, 3 or 2? 2. Excellent. And that would be the same. The third possibility is what? So this would be 2 as well, isn't it? Because 2 is less than 3. What is the third possibility? Varies. No, we've already done varies. We've just done varies. If it varies, we take the lesser number. The third possibility is what? If you revise, you would have known. Now, the third possibility is that in one case, مثلا when he's alive, he gets something. Here, what does he get? 2. In this case, what does he get? Nothing. So if it ever happens that in one mas'ala, he's entitled to something, a certain number, and in the next mas'ala where he's maf'ud is, or where the person, whoever it is in the inheritance, where in this mas'ala they don't get anything, what do? You don't give them anything. Why? Because what is the lesser number? 2 or 0? 0 is the lesser number. So if you ever find a person that inherits in one case but doesn't inherit in the other case or in the other mas'ala, don't give them anything. Is that understood? What now? And then, what should we do now? We've given the older son or one of the sons 2 and given the oldest one of the other sons 2. We've left one empty-handed. What should we do now? The mawquf means that we hold on to this. We hold on to this amount. And how many do we hold on to here? 2. Where has that figure come from? This 2, where has it come from? Naam, bas, khalas. Excellent. So 6 here, we've counted these numbers here. So we've got 2 add 2 equals 4. We've still got 2 missing from the jami'ah. Right? So that's where this number 2 comes from. What now? Some method, and somewhere along the line, we're going to find whether he's alive or not. What we're going to do? If he's found, we give him his 2. Khalas, he's alive. he's alive, basically we apply this mas'ala. If he's alive, we apply this mas'ala as it is. If he's not alive, we apply this mas'ala. So here, mathalan, what do we do here? Let's say he's found. He's well and alive. What do we do? Give him his 2. Khalas. What about if he passes away? What do we do? Na'am. What? Split the 2. Na'am. Because when he's not alive, what were they meant to get? 3 each. So just take 1 plus 1, 3. Plus 1, 3. Take a picture of that, inshallah. Because if you understand the formula, if you understand this, the next one will be easy as well. Haml. Yeah? In the second column. Here. Okay. Do you know how we got the Jami'ah? Yeah, we dealt with these 2 numbers. We used Nisab al-Arba'a for these 2. Okay? These 2, by the way, just as a side benefit, not even a side benefit, you need to know this. When we're dealing with these usul, we can't use Tariqatul Fariqain. It doesn't help. We need to use Nisab al-Arba'a. Right. So how did we end up with that? By doing Nisab al-Arba'a for these 2. Then that figure, we divided it with every asl. So 6 divided by 2, 3. 6 divided by 3, طيب. Then when we had this Juz'u Sahmi in red, we times that number with this number. And that's how we got 2. So this is the share. This is no longer, this is out of date now. This column becomes out of date. It's the one in red that we're applying now. Right? Huh? What? Shouldn't it be here? Shouldn't it be here, you mean? Not really, no. Normally it would be here. But the thing is, because here we didn't need to do, you know, normally we would put a fagd here. A fagd here, مثلا, and a whatever. And then we would do the asl mas'ala here, and then divide it here. So we would, technically, we would have this column here. But because it's baqi, there's no need. Is that understood? Who's got the mudakkara? Go to page 9. Okay. Mirath al-Hamli, we said there's a what side and a what side? There's 2 sides. Al-Janib al-Fiqhi, the fiqh side, and what? Janib al-Hisabi. Put the Hisabi to one side for now. We want to know the fiqhi side of things, okay? So the very first thing is, what is a haml? Haml is ma fi batni al-adamiyati min janinin. Anything that is in the womb of his mother. A pregnant woman, whatever is inside her, that is the hamli that is being referred to. That is the hamli that is being referred to. Shurut al-hamli. When does the janeen or the baby in the womb of his mother, when do they inherit? There are 2 conditions. There are how many conditions? 2. The very first one is تحقق وجوده في الرحم حين موت المورث. We have to make sure that when, مثلا, a father dies and his wife is pregnant, we have to make sure that she actually is pregnant when what? When he actually dies. We have to make sure that baby is in her womb when he dies. And the minimum time is 6 months. The minimum is 6 months. The minimum time is 6 months. So, مثلا, if he dies in January and she gives birth 6 months later, then that is considered his child. Like if he dies in January and she gives birth in مثلا March, when there wasn't a pregnancy beforehand, when she wasn't pregnant beforehand, then that's not his child. So the minimum that it can be considered his child is 6 months. طيب. The second condition is what? So the first condition is what? تحقق وجوده. طيب. That we have to make sure that that child is born, is in the womb of his mother within those 6 months. طيب. وحمله وفصاله 30 شهرا والوالدات يرضعن أولادهن. طيب. The second condition is when that child is born, they have to be born alive. They have to be born alive. And that is known by the baby crying, yawning, sneezing, coughing. So the baby has to be born alive for us to even consider him for inheritance. Is that understood? So the scholars talk about mas'ala. What are the two conditions? The pregnancy, she has to be pregnant when he dies. As a minimum, 6 months is just the minimum, okay? Because obviously she could be 8 months and the baby, he could die when the baby's due in 1 month. She's obviously going to give birth what? No. She's going to give birth before his death. No, hold on. Not before his death, because she can be 8 months pregnant and he could die. Like in مثلا, if he dies in what? If he dies in January. طيب, if he dies in January and she gives birth مثلا, what is 9 months? Not take 9 months away. No. September. Add on some time after that. Add on 6 months after that. 6 months. مثلا he dies 6 months later. Not 6 months later. No. It's his baby.
So if he dies in January, 6 months later will be March. Sorry.
6 months later won't be much.
July.
Huh? No, I'm trying to figure out how to explain it to you.
She gives birth 6 months later, he dies, then it's 2 days.
Sure. 6 months after he passes away, innit? 6 months after he passes away. So if she gives birth 6 months after she passes away, that could be his child. So minimum is 6 months. وحمله وفصاله 30 شهرا. And والوالدات يرضعن أولادهن حولين كاملين. 30 months. Take that away from 2 years. 2 years, huh? Huh? 6 months, exactly. 6 months is left. That's the أقل مدة الحمل that can be considered for him to be his child. She has to give birth. If she gives birth within 6 months, then that is considered to be his child. Okay, what if she gives birth 8 months?
Is it 6 to 9 months?
أقل مدة الحمل 6 months. وفصاله وحمله 30 ساعة. نعم. خلاص, listen. We want to the جانب الحسابي is a lot more important, right? على كل حال, if she gives birth within 6 months, that's his child. طيب. Minimum. The second condition was what? When the child is born, the child has to what? The child has to be alive. And how do we know he's alive? Crying, coughing, sneezing, yawning, and so on. صح؟ طيب. What is the... No, I'll talk some more. Okay. With regards to inheritance, مثلا, a man dies, his wife's pregnant. 2, 3, 4, however months pregnant she is. Those people that are going to inherit him, are they allowed to ask for the inheritance to be distributed before the baby is born, or should they wait? مثلا, a man dies, he leaves behind a wife who's pregnant. طيب. He leaves behind مثلا a wife and a brother, a shaqiq. Are they entitled to say, listen, we want the wealth distributed now, or do they have to wait until the pregnancy takes place, until she gives birth? Okay, so you're saying they have to wait until she gives birth, sisters? Huh?
If they inherit regardless.
I can't. 1 second. Say that again. Treat it like the mafqud, the lost person. Okay. The lost person. So you're saying distribute it. Okay. You guys?
If they inherit regardless, they can ask for it. But if they're affected, then they have to wait for them.
Okay. So we're going to distribute it for them then.
If they inherit, like if it's a jadda, for example, he inherits the 6 regardless.
How can the jadda be born?
No, it's
Oh, you mean if she's amongst the heirs? Okay.
But if they're affected by the ibn or the
Nah, sahih. Go on. Nah. If any of you read the Mudhakkar, you would know the answer. First, we say to them, listen, wait. It's best for you to wait. Then we know exactly what we're going to give you. However, if they insist and say, la, we want the wealth distributed now, what do? We give them wherever their mas'ala becomes. So what we're going to do, what the fuqaha do, they split the mas'ala into 6. Okay? We're not going to study that tariqah. We're going to study another way, the easier way. So they would split it into 6. So let's say, for example, what's the example here? طيب زوجة حمل أخ لأم. زوجة لا عم is the next مسألة هنا. نعم أخ لأم حمل and أخ لأم. زوجة حمل. But there's 4 of them in it. Why we don't need 4? You have what? Haml. Yeah. Okay. So that's So a person dies, his mother's pregnant, huh? His mom, obviously she's the only woman here. His mother is pregnant. What is the relationship between the one that has died and the haml, akh shaqiq, is going to be? Is that understood? The relationship between the one that has passed away and this person is his akh shaqiq. Can you not see it here? What does it say? Halaka an ummihi hamilan min abihi. He dies and his mom is pregnant with his father's child. Yeah? Wa akh li and akh li It's important that you understand who is being referred to. Huh? لا أخ شقيق. A person dies. Ali dies. صح? He leaves behind his mother who is pregnant. That's her. مثلا, let's call her. Huh? Yeah. He leaves behind his mother, Ali. He leaves behind his mother. His mother's pregnant from his father. And he leaves behind his mom's pregnant from his father's son, his father's child. What is the relationship between this أخ شقيق? It could be أخت شقيقة, it could be his full sister or his full brother. Is that understood? And this person is what? أخ لأم to who? أخ لأم to Ali. Don't forget, Ali is the one that's passed away. Have you understood this first and foremost? So what the fuqaha would do, they would split it into 6 different scenarios. Mayyit, he could be born dead. Dhakar, he could be born male. He could be born female. It could be dhakar and dhakar, 2 twins, boys. It could be untha, 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 2 twin girls. Huh? What's the next possibility? No, triplets, we're not going to do. Huh? Dhakar and untha. Right, how many possibilities is that? 6 possibilities, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's dead. Possibility of him being dead. Possibility of 1 male being born. Possibility of 1 female. 2 males, 2 females, male and female. And in each case, the inheritance is different. Is that understood? And then what they would do is they're going to get a mas'ala. How many usul masail are they going to get? 6. So they're going to get usul mas'ala here, 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 here. Okay? Then there's going to be a jami'ah. Remember what we've done for the jami'ah? What did we do with the jami'ah? With the usul. Okay? So how many usul do we have here? 6. Sah? 6 usul. Then we're going to do exactly the same thing we've done for the mafqood. However, that's long. And there's another way, a shorter way, in which we'll get exactly the same outcome. Right. Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to give it 2 possibilities. The maximum it could be is what? 2 males and 2 females. Okay? Since that is the maximum possibility, khalas, we're going to stick with that. Yes, it could be triplets or more, but that is what? Rare. And the qa'idah says, النادر لا حكم له. صح? طيب. You should be familiar with this table by now, صح? Okay. Imagine that's 2 brothers. صح? 2 men. أخ شقيق, أخ شقيق. What is the entitled to here? Sudus. What are they entitled to? Baqi. What is this person entitled to? Sudus. صح? طيب. Do the mas'ala as normal. Out of 6. Asl al-mas'ala is going to be 6. Asl al-mas'ala is going to be 6. طيب. Sisters, you with me? طيب. Gets what? 1. This person gets what? 1. What's left? 4. خلاص. صح? Leave that alone for now. Move over to them being 2 females, 2 girls that are born. Who's going to do the mas'ala? Sudus. For who? For the طيب. So أخت شقيقة, أخت شقيقة. ثلثان. If you don't practice the thuluthan business, you know those conditions, what they inherit, you're going to forget. This is called ilm sa'a. You're going to forget. طيب, what does this person get? السدس صح. طيب أصل المسألة how do you know it's 6? What did you use? How did you طريق فريقين No, it's not. Yeah, نعم تداخل. So 6. Okay. What I meant was, did you use نسب الأربعة or طريق الفريقين? But anyway. طيب. Then what? We look at up to now, from here onwards, you should know the answers. What do we do now that we've got one أصل المسألة and one أصل المسألة? We put 6 here and 6 here. What is the relationship between them? Between the usul. These are the usul al-masail. What is the relationship between the usul al-masail? Tamathul. So what do? We take 6 as the jami'ah. We take 6 as the jami'ah. Then what? صح, we haven't done the calculations. طيب. 1, 1, 4. Okay. Excellent. What was the next step for mafqood? Multiply or divide? Divide this by, divide the jami'ah by what? Usul al-masail. 6 divided by 1. 6 divided by 6. So that's the answer. 6 divided by 6, same, 1. Right. Now you should already know. What's the next step? Multiply 1 by 1. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 4, 4. 1 times 1, 1. Right. 1 times 1, same thing. 1, 4, 1. خلاص. What now? Remember those 3 قواعد that we said. من يرث بكذا, من يرث بكذا, من يرث بكذا. Go on, sisters. Okay. So whoever inherits exactly the same amount in the first mas'ala and the second mas'ala gets what? Gets the same. No, we're not going to copy it all. We're going to work it out. Okay. No. Nice. Because this mas'ala is quite straightforward. Like, there's going to be other mas'ala that it's not as straightforward. Here, this mas'ala and this mas'ala, they're exactly the same, sah? Their nasib or their siham in red, their portion is exactly the same. So what do we do if their siham is the same in the first mas'ala and the second mas'ala? We give them that one mas'ala because it's the same. Whether we say we're going to choose that one or that one, they're exactly the same. طيب. Lakin, if they weren't the same, what do? We always take the lesser number. We always take the lesser number. So, مثلا, if there was a 2 here and a 4 here, what would we put here? 2. If there was a 2 here and a 0 here, what would we put? 0. Why? Because it is the lesser number. So remember those 3 qawaid. If there's a person that gets the same in both masail, they get that same number. If there's a person that gets one figure here and another figure here, they get what? The lesser number. If they get something in one mas'ala and they don't get anything in the next mas'ala, nah, they don't get anything. They don't get anything. طيب. So here we've got 4 and 4. What do? Okay, hold on to that. Here we've got 1 and 1. What do? 1. Okay. Now that we're here, obviously, we're going to have to give the her 1. Because whether it's male or female, it doesn't affect her. Whether it's 2 or 3 or 1, it doesn't affect her. She's still going to get her sudus. So she gets her share. So this is why they say it's not fair to say, no, you can't get inheritance. Or no, you can't do the inheritance while you're pregnant. Because the mother can say, listen, my inheritance is going to be exactly the same. Whether he's born now or 7 months down the line or 9 months down the line, I'm still going to get what? I'm still going to get 1 share. I'm still going to get my sudus. So give me my sudus. Khalas. طيب. What about the akh li The akh li is exactly the same as well. The akh li will say, listen, if it's 2 women, or if it's 1, or if it's 2 twins, whatever it may be, I still get my sudus. So why are you going to make me wait 6, 7, 8, 9 months just to get what I know I'm going to get anyway? Is that understood? So that is why they're allowed to do the inheritance while she is still pregnant. Fine. 1 add 1. 2. 6 take away 2. 4. What is this 4 called? موقوف. الموقوف. So that موقوف is what? 4. خلاص صح? What have you not understood? Now I'm coming to that. If he dies, you mean? There's nothing born? Huh? Why wouldn't it be جمع من الإخوة? If there's one boy. أخ لأم. لحظة. Let's finish this مسألة first. The other possibility of if there's nothing born, we're going to get to that. طيب. What is the موقوف here? 4. That's what we're going to hold on to. So split the mal into 6 portions. Hold on to 4 portions. Give them this portion and that portion because they're always going to get the minimum of 1 portion. Say that again. هذا الموقوف. طيب. What I done and how we worked out the موقوف was here. Do you know how we got 1? How did we get 1? لا. جامعة, we didn't divide it. How did we end up with 1 here? It was what? لا إخواني شوف, I never asked you how we got the saham. These are the siham in red here. I asked you how I got 1 here. Who knows where I got that 1 from and that 1 from? خلاص. The connection between this mas'ala, their portion here and their portion here is what? Tamathul. It's exactly the same. Because it's exactly the same, we're going to give them what? That number that is exactly the same anyway. So that's how we got this number. As for the answer that a lot of you gave on how we got it, we said Juz' al-Sahmi, yes, but that's when we were dealing with the Juz' al-Sahmi. We've passed that stage now. Is that understood? So that's how we ended up with 1. So how did we end up with this one as well? Because it's the same, this mas'ala and this mas'ala. In the first mas'ala, whether it's 2 males or 2 females, they're going to get 1 and they're going to get 1. Is that